my Squidlings, it's Katie here, and today I'm going to be unboxing an UpCrate. So the team at UpCrate actually sent this to me. It arrived at my doorstep, and I was just like, hey, so here's what the box looks like. They're so cute. They put my name on it, or my business name. Anyway, so I thought it would be fun to unbox it with you and share it. I've never had an UpCrate, so I don't know what to expect. I believe this is the October 2020 box, but I suppose we'll find out as we dive in.
Alright, so I'm guessing you open it from here. See a little tab here. Go ahead and just get all that tape off. And hopefully I got it all. Oh, this is so cute. They even got a sticker here. Uncrate your creative... Bleh, I can't even talk. Uncrate your creativity on Instagram. Use the hashtag UpCrate. No, Uncrate UpCrate. Okay. And I didn't get the tape on the sides. Now, before I unbox this, I know this crate is not based in the United States. I honestly don't know. I believe they're based in Germany. Anyway, I'm not really sure where UpCrate is based. I checked their website, but their website is down for maintenance. They do offer free worldwide shipping, which I think is incredible. So, yeah. Anyway, let's open it up. Alright, so first off, we are greeted with, they're on the top here, so it's time for art! I love the pirate theme. Uncrate, they have a how to do, I guess they have a video? And then battle, where you can compete against other artists, basically share your art with them. Alright, so this is packaged really nicely. So, aye matey, or mate. I believe this is, again, this is not in a language that I speak, but there is a how-to video here. This is UpCrate 13, and yeah, it's just a little envelope. Okay, well, let's find out what's in the little envelope. Oh, well, there's a lot of things. Okay, so this is actually like a little pamphlet. Oh, it shows all the things that are inside with pictures. That's actually cool, but I'm going to keep that closed. Confidential. Unbox your creativity. All this art is so pretty, and it's like their little logo. Dig in that. Oh, and there's the artist right there, at Nika Larkina, I think, on Instagram. On its little postcard battle post. That is so cute. Then we've got a sticker. I love purple and red together, so I'm always happy for that. We've got another sticker of the art postcard, which I think is incredible because I like the art and I like stickers. And then the last part is the battle. So I guess this is the prompt. Oh, and it talks about what's in it. Oh, don't read it. Beauty of madness. So all you need to do is use the materials and then post it on Instagram. Post it on Instagram and then you place the front side of this card next to your art and it ends on the 25th of October. So that's kind of cool. All right, now with all the envelope-y stuff out of the way, I really like this envelope, by the way. It's kind of transparent. Anyway, that's just weird. So, I don't want to rip the sticker. Look how cute the sticker is. Alright, this is packaged so nicely. Okie doke. Oh, we've got a lot of fun stuff in here. Okay, well, we're just going to start off with these two big things on top that we're all wondering about. These are Sennelier Matte Abstract Acrylics. I've actually used these on the channel before. It was in an Art Snacks box forever ago, but we've got Chinese Blue. And then we've got titanium white. Always nice to have a white. And then we also have another item from Sennelier that I have used. And it is an abstract 3D liner. I actually have this color, which is really funny, but super nice. It is a gorgeous magenta color. So, deep magenta. Then, what is this? It's just a little... Okay, this is cool. So, it's like a little paint pot set. And there's 3 of them. That's so cute! They're like little nesting dolls. But they're not, because they're not dolls. But they nest inside of each other. That's so cute. Then we've got, oh, not 1, but 3 paintbrushes here. So they are, oh, I've never heard of this brand. Art Space. Actually, you know what? It's probably better if I get this out. Anyway, they are Art Space, and this is a synthetic brush. There is a number 4, a 0, and where is it? Oh, 3 over 0. So they are all round brushes, which I really like round brushes, so I'm not upset about that. Ooh, then we've got a wood surface here, and it's a postcard with a little magnet. This is so cool. Oh my god, I love this. Can you actually send this? I don't know, but this is really cool. And then what seems to be the last item in the box is a Koh-i-Noor Hard Mutth. I think that's how you pronounce it. B, and this is just a regular pencil. Alright, upon reading the rest of this, there's actually something under the tissue paper here. So we have another one of these panels. Oh, we've got oh my gosh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. There's so much stuff. We've got another panel. It actually has their little logo on here, and up here, and that's so cool. So we have another birch panel. Also, random side note, this is printed in both English and I don't know what language this is. But anyway, there's English on the other side, which I think is super cool. Then we have more stuff. So we have a little bit on Sennelier abstract stuff. It's just kind of like their colors. It's pretty much just like a information pamphlet. Then lastly, we have another art piece by Nika Larkina, which, oh my gosh, I love this art. Their style is amazing. And then actually, this is like a little artist about me. I really like their art. I'm definitely going to follow them as soon as I'm done filming this. And then this is really cute. At the very end of the box, they tell you to have fun, mate. So it's so cute. The packaging's great. The art supplies look really fun. I'm excited. I think their branding is super on point. I'm just really excited for this box. Alright, patrons, I know that I've never unboxed one of these before, and I'm really excited because their branding is just super on point, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm just excited to play with these. We are going to swatch all of the acrylics and stuff, probably in my sketchbook because I don't really want to waste the boards. But I'm really excited to play around with this and then, of course, do the illustration over on YouTube. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch these out really quick. And I'm just going to kind of like bloop a little bit of paint. And by a little bit, I mean probably a lot because these nozzles are huge. And then I'm just going to take random brush number 67. I'm just kidding. It's definitely not a number 67. And it's just this lovely like bluish green. I really, really like this color. Then we've got titanium white. And yes, I know there's no point in swatching out white, but I want to mix it with this blue. Maybe. Is it planning on coming out? Or I'll take a little bit of this blue. Ooh. Lovely. I don't use acrylics enough. I always kind of miss them whenever I come back to them. Like, look how pretty. Another thing you can do, though, is actually use this 3D liner. Not as a 3D liner, but it's just regular paint because it is literally acrylic in a tube. Which is what I'm going to do. I want to mix it with this Chinese blue. And just like in Nika's pictures, you can make an absolutely lovely purple. I mean, look at that. And you can vary the tone just by adding more and more magenta. Look at it! And then, if you really want, you can throw in some white. Lighten it up. You can get a lot of tones out of just these colors. Which I find amazing. Also, this page is fun. I just kind of want to like paint everywhere. Paint everywhere. This is fun. But yeah, there are the colors. They're all mixy and pretty, and this is a really gorgeous selection of colors. I didn't want to swatch them on the boards because I want to paint on the board, but anyway, I just wanted to share the swatches really quickly with you. And I'm really excited to figure out what the heck I'm going to paint, especially vampire related with this. So I am going to be using both of these boards today. I'm going to be using the smaller one just for like a test, and then I'm going to use the larger one for my final piece. But I want to give you guys a little look at today's theme and the idea I'm going with. Obviously, I'm not doing black, white, and red, but that's just what I've been doing this entire sketchbook. So I figured, why stop now? I'm going to leave my reference over there. However, I'm going to do like a little doodle first on this little tiny postcard one. I think this is super cute. and I thought it would be fun to just play around with the paint. So we're gonna take these really cute mixing bowls, maybe if I can get the lid off, and I'm gonna mix up some colors. I think I'm just gonna draw like a little cute vampire squid on this one, just to kind of play around with it. Gonna squeeze quite a bit of this magenta in the smaller pot, and then some white in a different pot here. I high-key love the smell of acrylic paint. Anyway, so I'm just really gonna go in. I'm probably gonna go in with a really thin layer at first. Actually, before I do anything, I'm going to go over this entire thing with a layer of white just to kind of get it primed. It's been a while since I've painted in acrylic, but I do know that's pretty essential to prime your surface. And I don't really paint on wood all that much, so I'm not really sure if I need to, but I figure I might as well. It'll make my colors more bold, if anything else. Alright, now that that is done, I am going to let it dry really quickly so I can continue on with my top layers. Alright, now that that is dry, I'm going to start painting. So this painting is going to be really simple. I'm just going to do like a little vampire squid. And I'm just going to go directly in with the paint with no sketch. And I can already kind of see how transparent this vampire squid is. I'm actually going to take some white over here. Did I just say the vampire squid was transparent? I mean, I guess it is, but I meant the magenta. It's very transparent. And I would rather it not be, so I'm going to mix it with a little bit of white, because titanium white typically is very opaque, and that definitely helped. So I'm just going to rough out the little squid really quick. So basically they've got like this cone-shaped head, and then they've got like a little umbrella body. So we're just gonna go with that. And I'm just being really loose. I'm definitely not trying to be perfect here. I don't paint in acrylics very often, and I used to paint in acrylics all the time actually. Not that I was any good at it, but I always liked them when I did paint with them, so hopefully I still like them. Alright, so this little fella's looking kind of interesting, but we're just gonna go with this for now. They also have these really cute, like, I call them ears, but I know they're not. I think it's supposed to be like, honestly, I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they're just like these little things that chill on the side of their head, and I think they look like ears, so they're gonna be ears today. So now that that is all done, I'm actually going to go in with some just plain white, and I'm going to mark in, they've got these little, it's like windows almost on their body, and I'm just going to use some white and lighten it up and make those. And I'm just doing that right when the paint is still wet so I can actually get it to kind of mix. And again, I'm trying to do this really quickly because I want to get on to my final piece, but I also just kind of want to play with the paint first. So I figured we could do like a little squid test. And then I'm going to do some really simple shading here. I'm just going to go in with that magenta really quick. And just do a little bit of like darker pink. And I actually might bring this blue into here because it's not really doing what I want it to. So I think I'm going to just kind of pop some of that blue in this bigger well. My hands are already like covered in paint. I'm gonna mix a little magenta in with it. And I'm just kind of mixing it directly in the different pots. I don't really care. I'll be cleaning these out eventually, possibly. Normally I would have my messy mat out here, but I just don't. Alright, so I'm gonna go directly in while it's still wet. And I'm just going to blend this blue and purple mix, blue and purple, blue and magenta mix rather. Gonna kind of messily throw some shading in here. May throw in a little white to lighten it up a bit. Oh, now the whole head is purple because I didn't rinse it off. That's okay. We're just going with it. This is supposed to be a painterly squid anyway, so I'm not too totally worried. Alright, now I'm going to go in with straight blue. Let's see how that looks. Get it to mix maybe. And I'm sorry I'm being so quiet. I'm kind of trying to focus because I really have no idea what I'm doing. I may have to come back and do those little windows again, and that's okay. I'm more or less just trying to be like really messy blendy with this. Really messy blendy. That is a scientific term. A little bit of this paint certainly goes a long way. I think this is my problem with acrylics, is I tend to go too far and I want it to be really blended and all this fancy stuff, but then I just go too far. But that is okay. Also, I would like to mix a little bit more of that purple. This blue is very overpowering. I'm going to put some of it down here. Yeah, I'll paint these little window things in later if I mess them up too badly. Actually, I'm kind of liking how the white, because some of this is still wet, so I'm kind of liking how the white is going in on this. And I don't know, I'm actually really starting to like how messy this is. Let's just kind of pull in some white here and there. To lighten it up. I am really glad though that these colors don't seem to be getting very muddy. Because if they did, I would be having a lot more trouble. Alright, time to try to pull these little window things back in. I'm going to darken it up with the pink. Bring some of that pink back. There we go. The purple is nice, and I still want it in here, but I think I'm just going to kind of messily dab it in for some shadow. Alright, time to add these little lighter sections back in. I'm just gonna kinda... There we go. Ta-da! Okay, I think I'm gonna call this part quits and let it dry because I have been playing around with it. And then I'm going to just kind of pull in some of this blue here. because this is an underwater creature. And the nice thing about the blue is that any shapes that were kind of lost, I can just go right back over it. And it's a relatively opaque blue, which I appreciate. I'm trying to add quite a bit more of this white up here at the top just to make it lighter, make it look like it's fading. Although these particular types of squid actually live really, really low in the water, I think it'd be cool just to kind of lighten it up a little up here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pink, a little bit more pink to the bottom just to give it like that purpley look to darken it. And then just let it fade up on its own like that. And then, yeah, I'm going to darken this. I don't want this as white. But I do want these horizontal lines. Same goes for over here. Alright, now one thing I do want to do though is add some bubbles. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to just kind of swirl them in and let it mix, let the white mix with the blue here. And then for final layers, I actually need to let this dry, so I'll be back. Alright, so mainly for the final layer, I'm just going to be going in with like the white and putting it in like on the bubbles here. And I'm just going to really messily just kind of dab it on. Just because I want these to show up a little more. You know, make it more obvious that it's bubbles. And then of course this is a wet creature, so I'm going to outline a little bit of it with this white as well. Not super obvious. It's kind of obvious, but that's okay. And then I am going to add a little bit more of this purple back in here. I know, we fought with it earlier. I felt like it wasn't enough. Like after it dried, the color shifted, and so it wasn't dark enough for me. And that's fine. I mean, it happens. It's to be expected when you paint with a medium that shifts a lot. I mean, in all of my FANGTOBER pieces, the ink has shifted quite a bit, so I kind of expect it at this point. Alright, and this little friend also has really light blue eyes. So I'm just going to kind of dab it in here. They have really pretty blue eyes. And did you know that the vampire squid actually squirts out bioluminescent ink, which is super cool? Just a random tidbit. I figured since I was already painting a vampire later in the video, it was only fitting that I paint a vampire squid to play around with these. I personally think it's fitting anyway. But unfortunately, without using like a black or a darker color, this is as dark as I'm going to be able to get some of the parts of this, which is fine. I think it looks okay. So, but I do need to leave it alone because if I don't, I'm going to get into the too much area. Alright, but anyway, we're gonna leave this little guy off like this, and I think he's really cute. It's super painterly, and it's not perfect, but I do really like it, and it's really charming. And I really like these acrylics so far. They do dry matte, which I appreciate. So now we're gonna move on to an actual piece. I know this is taking kind of forever, and we'll get to painting it. So I initially intended for this piece to be part of the paint and chill, but the first one ended up going a lot longer than I expected it to. I actually thought it was a lot shorter until I edited it down. And so I decided instead of spending another hour doing just like paint and chill where I'm not really talking a whole lot, I just decided to go ahead and speed this up and paint over it. Now, I will tell you that I really don't care too much for how this piece came out. I actually like the squid one a lot more, but I figured that I committed to this, and so I thought I would see it through. I ended up deciding to go for flat coloring, and I think that was a good idea, except I do kind of wish I added some shading. Not that it looks terrible, but I think it would have looked better with some kind of shading. but I decided to just kind of flat layer everything and then line it with a mix of the magenta and the blue, just for an outline, because again, the darkest color I could potentially get was that purpley color, so that's what I used. Now, I did change up the piece a little bit too, on the sketch. I had a heart on the knife. On this piece, I ended up doing a hand on the knife, and I thought that actually looked really cool, so I decided to go with it. She definitely ended up having like a bit of a Harley Quinn vibe, which was definitely not what I was going for. But I suppose anytime anyone has pigtails and is super crazy looking, anyone's going to associate her or them with Harley Quinn, which, whatever. I mean, it's whatever. Definitely not what I'm going for here. But yeah, this isn't my best piece, and I think that it would look a lot better digitally. I like the idea and I like the concept, and I'm excited to make this into a coloring page, but I don't necessarily think that this worked very much for an acrylic painting. I feel like I'm not very good at acrylic painting, and so it's something I need to practice with a little bit more. And that's totally fine. I mean, with all mediums, you really do need to practice them, and I haven't painted in acrylics in such a long time, and I was never really great to begin with at them, so it was just one of those things where I really need to practice and, use them more to actually know what I'm doing. But with the time constraints that I had with this piece, I wasn't able to get it where I wanted it to. Had I had another day or two, I think this piece would have looked a lot better. I think I would have added some shading, but I didn't, and that's okay. You live and you learn, and I may bring back acrylics into this channel. I do really like acrylics. I didn't actually care for painting on wood with acrylics, at least without adding some kind of a primer layer, because as you can tell, I went directly on to the wood canvas with these paints, and I wish I had done a layer of white like I did with the Squid painting, because it was a lot easier to paint on that than it was to paint on an unprimed canvas. So there are just a few things I learned. Actually, there are a lot of things I learned while doing this piece, and that's okay. I mean, it's not a fail in that I did learn something, and I think it turned out okay for what it was, so I'm not upset. And I did create that really cute squid piece, so I mean, all in all, that's kind of a win for me. But yeah, I really did want to do a paint and chill with you guys, but whenever I got the footage into my video editor, it was almost an hour long of just this painting, and the squid one I think ended up being around 20 minutes after everything was said and done, so I was just kind of like, I can't do that to you guys. I mean, maybe I will someday, but I didn't have time to edit this because I'm actually doing this piece last minute. I was ahead for a few days, but then I got behind. This piece took me longer than I anticipated. It took more than one day. Most of these paintings, like pieces I had been doing, were taking me, I could get 2 done in a day, so it was a little more difficult for me. Tomorrow's piece is honestly also going to take me a long time, but I'll be working with a medium I'm familiar with, so I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. It'll feature 2 characters instead of 1, and I'm actually really excited about it. Looking at the thumbnail right now, it looks really good, so I'm hoping that I can make it look great. I thought about doing it digitally, but I really don't know about coloring it right now. I'm not in the headspace to color something digitally. I just kind of want to do something simple and, go with something I'm familiar with. So, I am excited to finish this challenge though, because, we're 23 days in, and it's definitely taking its toll on me, especially because I've been pretty much working non-stop on art since September, and I'm kind of finally getting to that burnt out place. I'm not like art block or anything. Like, I think I'll keep doing, and I think I'll be able to finish this challenge, but I'm just having that point where I really feel like I just need a day off or something. So I will be really excited to finish this challenge so I can sit down and play some Animal Crossing and just chill, because that's really what I'm wanting to do right now. So, but yeah, I mean, she came out really cute, and she definitely came out as crazy as I had hoped, but there were just a lot of elements that worked against me, in the fact that and they were my elements. I was very inexperienced, with a lot of the things, and and with patience and more time, again, I could have done more, but it's whatever. It's finished, and I think the blood, quote unquote blood, really brought this piece out, and I actually really love this color palette. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the blood is pink, so it feels like it's supposed to be like PG, but it's super crazy because there's blood literally everywhere, and I really love this color palette, and I might start working in this kind of color palette eventually because I do really enjoy it. It's not colors I typically use. I typically gravitate toward colors that are more true to the subject I'm drawing, and I really would like to eventually branch out and do some abnormally colored things. I think that would be really fun. So I am peeling off the tape here, and it gave it a nice border. I do regret not putting in some kind of a background because I just have the wood, but that's okay. I may go in and maybe color the border or something. I don't know yet, but anyway, I think this turned out pretty okay for what I was dealing with, and I think it'll be fun as a coloring page. So I really hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope that it wasn't too long because it is quite the long video. If you enjoyed this Upgrade unboxing, leave a like on the video. Don't forget, if you aren't already a part of our Cute Squid pod, there's a subscribe button down below. Also, I'm posting all of these pieces over on social media, both on Twitter and Instagram, and if you want to follow me there, I have social media in the description. Also, don't forget about my store. I have fall and Halloween goodies that you can find there. And if you want to join the Patron fam for exclusive goodies, you can certainly do so. And there's a link in the description. And until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!